السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. We are going to start, inshallah, today from 10th of March, the 30 days next, inshallah, spending time together to understand the Quran. When we are talking about understanding the Quran, it's not going to be in detail because people spend, even for understanding one ayah, they spend the whole life. We can't really do that detailed work. What it means is we are going to have a kind of a bird's eye view on this. We are going to have a kind of, first of all, the main motive behind this is all will be, inshallah, slowly opening this Quran, because at the moment these Qurans are somewhere in our bookshelves and we sometimes forget it even. So the girls, especially for you, it's very important that this Ramadan is coming. We all will be getting used to opening this Quran, and each day we are going to read the translation of one juz. When we are going to cover this part, each juz, I will suggest you that you will read that juz one day before, so that you have more idea what we are going through. Ramadan is coming, so for this month, when we are going through this understanding of the Quran, the idea is that reflection, self-reflection, rather criticizing and judging the other people, what they are saying, how they are saying, whatever, and saying, I know this, what you are talking about here, the hypocrites in this ayah, this is about this person. No. Self-reflection. So the meaning is refrain and abstain. So what I'm going to be refrain and abstain from. So it is going to be about gossips, about lies, about all the sins we do normally. Let's stop that straight away. Inshallah, today is the first Taraweeh, so make a niyyah that this month is going to be a game changer for us, inshallah, for the rest of the life. We are going to earn all the hasanas, which we never have done it in the past. We will try to get it now, and we'll try to make a life-changing experience this month, inshallah. You are muted because we are going to record, but I will invite you that it's going to be interactive. So please share in the chat when I'm going to ask you the self-reflective questions. And if you have any questions further on, please text me and inshallah we'll find out the answers. Again, I myself is a student. I never consider myself as teacher. We always have in Islam, there are two roles, either teacher or student. So I am a teacher, but at the same time, I'm a student as well. So inshallah, if there is any mistake, may Allah forgive me for that, and inshallah, we'll try to learn it together. Hadith. There is a hadith beautiful about Ramadan, which I want to share with you that as this is coming from today. So what is the meaning of and importance of Ramadan is? So this is the hadith. The messenger of Allah, Jabir reported, the messenger of Allah, peace be upon him, said, verily, Allah has people he redeems at the time of breaking fast, and that during every night. Then there is another hadith, which is Abu Huraira narrated. When Ramadan begins, the gate of heavens are open, the gates of hell are locked, and the devils are chained. So beautiful hadith, which means that from today, the heavens are going to be open and the hell are going to be locked and the devils are chained. So let's take the best opportunity out of it, inshallah. So we are going to start from today. So let's go another very important point. Ramadan is like a detox of the spiritual detox, the physical detox, the mental detox, because we do a lot of other things. We try to get the hasanas as much as we can. Physically, we detox because we are trying to less eat, and then obviously psychological detox, because all these things impact us. But really, my question to you is self-reflection, that are we doing complete detox when when we look at the world, when we look at the society, because obviously we have more dinners as normal. The iftar is going to be double than a normal dinner time. So my question to you is what we can do to make that detox for us. So you're more than welcome to give the answers in the chat box, please. Okay. So we are going to talk about today the contract of this whole month when we are going to have these sessions, what we are expected to each other. So I know that especially aunties, you always try to read the Quran, complete the Quran in 1 month, read juz every day, inshallah. Sometimes people do 2 to 3 juz, which is great. But girls, if you haven't done it before, now is the time. Let's make a niyyah at least 2 ayahs more than what you normally do. Yeah. If you are doing maybe, I don't know, one paragraph, let's 2 ayahs more, add 2 ayahs more. I would expect, and I would really advise you that let's start one juz translation in a day, translation I'm saying, before we are starting the next juz. So I'm expecting that when you're going back tonight, maybe just open the Quran and read the translation of Juz 2 so that it makes sense to you when we are starting Juz 2 tomorrow. And try to integrate one new hasana. Yeah. More you will do it, more it will be easier, inshallah, for you to get this get habit. And psychology says if 30 days we constantly add something in our personality, it becomes a part of our habit. So let's start doing it from today. We are going to talk about Surah Fatiha. Surah Fatiha means Fatha. It comes from Fatha, opening, the opener. So this is the beginning of the Quran, but also it is the opening. Yeah, there are a lot of other names for this surah. We talk about the 7 verses, repeated verses. This is what another name for this surah. And the reason is because these are the 7 verses which is most used in the whole Quran. So the Quran is one of the world book which is most repeated book in the whole world. There is no other book which can be as much recited as Quran is. But then on the top, Surah Fatiha is the one sorry, I thought I'm speaking, but the audio got dismissed. Okay, so Surah Fatiha is the opening. Tell me how many times we actually are reciting in a salah in a day. If we think about only fard, think about how many times you do fard. So we are doing 5 salahs. How many and obviously each salah has the fard. Tell me and write it in the chat. What do you think? How many times Surah Fatiha you recited in a day? Let's hear from you. Anyone? Okay. Let's put that as a hold, and I would like you to maybe write down as a homework and find out for the next. Oh, somebody has actually given the answer, so we'll see what the answer look like. So somebody said 36, Arya. Good try, but 36 is if you maybe you are adding sunnah as well. So if you're talking about the fard of 2 fard of the fajr, then 4 fard of the zohar, and then carry on, then you will add up the fard. So maybe let's give it as a homework. Let's find out and come back tomorrow. Okay, so this is the most readable recited surah, as I said. Who can guess what is it, Makki surah or Madani surah? Anyone? Okay, again, this is going to be another. Okay, somebody else has given me the answer. Makki. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. So that's right. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair. Okay. And this is very interesting. The way it has been revealed. The whole Quran is very psychologically written in the way our human mind work. So when we go to think about, I'm going to give you an example of a mom. A child come to a mom and say, Mom, you are so pretty, you're so amazing, Mom. And today is the Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day, Mom, this and that, the other, whatever. And then say, Mom, I want this and that, and then they tell you the need, what they want. Yeah. I want this, I don't know, new mobile or whatever not. That's the human psychology. That's how the surah is written so beautifully. The first we are talking about the magnificent, amazing, the mercy, of rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then we are talking about this dua that Allah, half of the surah is talking about all the amazing, I'm saying all the blessing, all the compliment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which we don't need to say to him, because he is who he is. But at the same time, then it comes straight from a human being point of view that, please Allah, forgive me. Yeah. So it's a very beautifully written. Let's go to the next part. Okay. So it's a Makki surah. It's also named as Al-Kitab, Al-Hamd, and As-Salah. It's also called as Shifa, and this and Surah Baqarah, which we are going to start today, is a ruqya, part of the ruqya, the remedy. So if people get ill, they recite, and inshallah they will be cured. It's Shifa means again the cure. It has 7 ayahs, as I said, and it. The scholar says that it has 25 word and 113 letter. Now, when we talk about 113 letter, I'm hoping that you all know that each letter, Arabic letter, Quranic letter, not Arabic letter, Quranic letter, when we read, we get 10 hasanas. So imagine how many hasanas you get out of 113 letters. Okay, so this is going to be your homework, which I'm going to obviously send it through the WhatsApp, and it's a self-reflection from this surah, what you get out of it. Now we are going to start today mainly Surah Al-Baqarah. So Surah Al-Fatiha is about asking for the guidance. We are asking for the guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah. And now all of a sudden the Surah Baqarah, which is again, it's written in such a way that we are asking, guide us the straight path, the path of those upon whom you have bestowed favor, not to those who have earned anger, or of those who are astray. That's the end of Fatiha. And then Baqarah started. And Baqarah started from Harufe Muqattat. Those are the words. Nobody knows the meaning. Alif, Lam, Mim. No one knows the meaning. But wherever these Harufe Muqattat has come in Quran, it is for us to pay attention, because the ayahs after that, are really important ayahs. So Surah Fatiha, ask for that guidance. Surah Baqarah, guidance for human being. So ayah 2 is saying this is the book, there is no doubt about it, a guide for those mindful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So can you see the link between those both surahs? It's the one of the largest surah, and many blessings of according to hadiths in the of Surah Al-Baqarah. We are going to talk about one of the hadith inshallah later on. Again, it's a part of the ruqya. So if anyone is ill, we need to recite Surah Fatiha and Surah Baqarah. Surah Baqarah is an early Madani surah. So there's a difference between Makki and Madani surah. Makki surahs have 3 main components. Anyone knows what are the main 3 components in Surah Makki surahs we have? Anyone who wants to share? Okay. So Makki surahs have Tawheed, means the oneness of God. prophethood, and then the third one is Day of Judgment. That is all Makki surahs are covered. The oneness of God, prophethood, and the Day of Judgment. That's all. The Madani surahs have all other components, you know. So this surah has, it's a largest surah, so it has theology, the belief in Islam, so which is we are going to talk about 6 pillars of Iman. Then the surah is talking about 5 pillars of Islam. We all know Shahada, Saum, Shahada, Salah, Saum, Zakah, Hajj. So all 5 pillars of Islam. Then laws to run the life, you know. So all about the moralities like gambling, drinking, they are forbidden. But also, it also talk about the personal laws like marriage components, divorce component, inheritance law, Sharia law, financial laws, a lot of laws in this surah as well. And then surah is also talking about stories of prophets. So our father, Hazrat Adam, creation, and then later on this what happened between God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Shaitan. So that is there. That Ibrahim building Kaaba. Then we have the story of Suleiman, Dawood, and then story of Moses. Yeah. Now, who is going to tell me what is Baqarah meaning? And we are going to change that. Oh, I have already kept it in front of you and I can't change it. So you know already. Who is going to tell me what is the meaning of Baqarah now? Okay, somebody, although it was there, it means cow, yes. So, and the story is basically about the Moses and Bani Israel, and then their discussion about the cow, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has advised them, ordered them to slaughter, and their excuses about it. So that is the story. Now, the surah have 3 main components: the Aqidah, the belief, lawful and unlawful, what is allowed and what is not allowed. Yeah. And then we have the third component is ikhlaq. Yeah. So what is the manners in Islam? Yeah. So that's the main thing. Now, there is a hadith, which is a beautiful hadith. It's Imam Muslim hadith. So Abu Umama Al-Bahili said, I heard the messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, read the Quran, for it will come on the day of resurrection to intercede. Yeah, so be a shafi for its companions. And read Zahrawain. So Zahrawain are 2 bright ones, 2 illuminated ones, 2 lights almost. Yeah, and these are being said as Al-Baqarah and Al-Ali Imran. For they will come on the day of resurrection like 2 clouds. So they will be coming to the people who are reciters of Surah Al-Baqarah and Al-Imran as 2 clouds, or like 2 shades, or 2 flocks of birds spreading their wings. So imagine 2 flocks of birds. Flocks of birds are like kind of group of birds coming in, and they're spreading their wings, pleading for those who recite them. And then Prophet, peace be upon him, said, recite Surah Al-Baqarah. So he's then especially, first he emphasized the both surahs, then he especially emphasized Surah Al-Baqarah, for taking recourse to it is a blessing, and giving it up is a cause of loss, and the magicians cannot confront it. So this is the beauty of hadith, Surah Al-Baqarah. Now, I've told you in the beginning that we are going to have a kind of bird's eye view of the whole Quran and each juz as it comes. So we are going to talk only the key points. The idea is that when you are going to open the Quran, inshallah, from today onward and start reading the translation, you will have an idea of the story. You will have the idea of each juz, what it is all about. So there are some ayahs I'm going to talk about. There are some ayahs I'm I'm going to not talk about. Doesn't mean that ayahs are not important. They all are equally important. It means that the time is a constraint. Yeah. So in your own time, then you will go through and you will read through it. Yeah. So we are talking about now hypocrites, ayah about the hypocrites, which is 8, 9, 10, 11. There are a lot of ayahs in the Surah Baqarah. As I said, so in this we talk about who are believers, who are disbelievers, and who are hypocrites. And hypocrites are.
We can't hear you.
I'm so sorry, it just switched off automatically. Okay, so there are believers, there are disbelievers, and they are hypocrites. So believers are who believe on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, day of resurrection, the day of judgment. Then we have the prophethood and all the 6 pillars of Iman that make a believer. Disbelievers are those who doesn't believe on these or doesn't believe on some of these. And then hypocrites are those one who are being considered the worst of the enemy, because they show themselves they believe, but they are not actually. They were against Islam. And remember, when we talk about any surah revolution and what happened, this surah was early Madani surah. So when Prophet, peace be upon him, went in Medina, in Makkah, there were clear enemies around. But in Medina, people were saying, we love you. We are Muslims. We are, in Iman. But they were not. They were behind the curtains. They were doing the conspiracies against Islam. Yeah. So these were the worst enemies in a way. They're very disguised. So that's where the ayahs are hypocrites are also mentioned in the Surah Baqarah. So let's read some of the ayahs. And as I said, we will read some of the ayahs and we will not read some of them. Doesn't mean they are not equally important. Please read all of them when you will finish this session. So let's read some of them. And there are some who say we believe in Allah and last day, yet they are not true believers. They say we believe, but they are not. Yeah. They seek to deceive Allah and the believers, yet they only deceive themselves and they fail to perceive it. So look, they try to think they are acting smart. Oh my God, we are deceiving everyone, but they are not. Now, coming back to a question, think about it. We all are fasting tomorrow. There is the time in the day when you are alone sitting in the home. Maybe your mom and dad is out at the work, your brother and sisters are somewhere else, and you are alone. This is between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala time. Yeah. Can you go and eat the food? No, you won't, because that's the taqwa and the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So taqwa is fair, and then love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you will be saying, no, I'm not going to do it. So but these disbelievers, they and hypocrites, they used to say, I'm telling them I'm believing, but I'm not. So they were hypocrites and really bad in that sense. And they think they are very clever, but they are not. Okay. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying there is sickness in their heart, and Allah only let their sickness increase. They will suffer a painful punishment of their lies. Yeah. And when they told, do not spread corruption in the land, they reply, we are peacemakers. So they say, we are the good ones. We didn't do anything wrong. And indeed, it is they who are the corrupters, but they fail to perceive it. And when they are told, believe as the other believes, they reply, will we believe as the fools believe? So they think Muslims and believers are the fools one. But Allah is saying, indeed, it is they who are fools, but they do not know. Can you see how clearly written the ayahs are? And I want you now, obviously after this, to think about it as human beings. And this is as I said, it's a self-reflection time. As human being, how many times in the life we think that, oh, we're smart. We know that. But actually, maybe that's the time when we are thinking we are smart, but we are not. Yeah. When they meet the believer, they say we believe, but when they are alone with the evil associates, they say we are definitely with you. We are only mocking. Can you see how sad it is? These people were thinking they are going to play a trick with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Can anyone do that? No, of course not. Allah will throw their mockery back at them, leaving them to continue wandering blindly in their defiance. They are the ones who trade guidance for misguidance, but this trade is profitless and they are not rightly guided. So as we set this whole, I'm going to now invite you all to let's talk about what you think of these ayahs and how we can see this around us, because this is the world where, and I would like you to unmute yourself if you would like, or just raise up your hand and we'll invite you to speak up. Because this is the world we are living in the world in hypocrisy. So how we can, and then you know, again, I'm reminding you, it's not about others, it's about us, self-reflection, how we can improve ourselves from this hypocrisy and put ourselves in the right place. So let's raise up your hand if anyone wants to add anything. Okay, there are some more ayahs. Again, the example is that of someone who kindles a fire, but when it lights up around them, Allah takes away their light, leaving them in complete darkness, unable to see. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala completely forgive us and never let us put in this test. How sad is that? They have been invited to the light, and then that light has been taken away. And this is the most saddest part. That today is the life of the fitna out there. And you might have come across agnostic, this campaign going on where everyone wants to be this modern world where we don't believe on religion, or we are not sure, and we are not sure which one to implement. And for us, every religion is fine. And that kind of messages are out there. So it's the time of the fitna. So how we can refrain ourselves and keep us on the taqwa. And when people are very proud to be a Muslim, I sometimes fear thinking about that we don't know till the last moment, you know, when we are going to go to the deathbed, the last moment, till the last moment, when the jugular vein has the last breath, till their last moment, they would be, and this is the promise of shaitan to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that I'm going to fight for, you know, against the iman. So he will be even inviting us at that time. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us to be proud about it and saying, oh, I know, I'm subhanallah, sister, I'm so good practicing Muslim. Or when we say that this person is very practicing Muslim, I also fear about it that who we know, who are we to judge? We don't know. We can only guess by their appearance. And is that appearance, every appearance tell us everything? Sorry, we know the story of, you know, there was a really woman who was a prostitute, and she gave the water to the dog, and she has been forgiven. So we need to think about that. These stories tell us that Allah's forgiveness, Allah's mercy is much more higher than our actions. First of all, this point, but also Allah is talking about justice as well. So we never talk about his justice, because on the justice level we can never come equal, because we are far behind in our action. Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, when he used to read these ayahs in Surah Baqarah, he used to cry, and he used to be saying to everyone that I'm afraid of about these ayahs, that is it about him? Think about Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala, who are we? So we need to think about how we can be sure to be away from it, how we can be sure to remember all the time that how to get closer to Allah. So one of the way to think and evaluate is that your tomorrow is better than today. if your tomorrow is better than today, and if your tomorrow, or if your today is better than yesterday, if when you are doing whatever you are doing, you are more closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you are more closer to taqwa, you are more on iman for on today, this means you are on the right track. But if you're not, then something is wrong. Stop yourself. You know, like we have the traffic lights, red, amber, green. Pause yourself on the amber. Let's don't go on the red zone. Let's think about it, that what I'm doing wrong today, why I'm so behind the world. Because more you are behind the world, after the world, more you are going away from the hereafter. So this is very, very important that we know our direction. If you're sitting on, I'm living here in closer to London, so I can give you an example. So if you're going to sit on the Uxbridge bus, you will never reach to Hounslow because your direction is Uxbridge. So can you imagine if you're sitting on the train to London, you can never reach to the Sheffield because your train destination is London. So remember, your destination is hereafter Jannatul Firdaus, inshallah. So if you're looking for that, you need to work for that also. And when you are saying, I'm saying you, we need to work for that because we don't know what is tomorrow bringing us for. We can only end. COVID was such a reminder for all of us. 5 years back, somebody would say to me, the world will shut down. I would laugh at them, don't you? But now we are not, because we have seen it. You know, the biggest part of the iman is when we say ainul yaqeen. We say it from the, you know, trust with the belief. We have seen that. We have seen people standing in the line. We have seen world shutting down. We have seen the thousands of the people buried in a very difficult situation. We have seen people dying like autumn leaves. We have seen that. I have seen that. So how I can say that still I have the life for next 20 years or 30 years, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us the life until he thinks is better for us, and take us away when he thinks the world is no better for us. And Rabbana taqabbal minna. And we say, Ya muqallibul qulubu, sabbit qalbi ala dinik. Allah, keep our heart in the right track. That's the main thing. Because the people go on the astray just like that. We have seen happening. We have also seen the deaths happening, and we didn't know that is coming. So from today, for this Ramadan, I want all of us to remind ourselves that it might be the last Ramadan we have. It might be that, you know, the Laylatul Qadr, in this month, our destiny, our decrees have been written down. Who is alive, who is going to die, what is happening in this whole year ahead, that's going to be written down. I don't know what is written for me. Do you? None of us. So let's focus on what we have. And that is what we have today is the small bucket of Iman. Let's put one drop of that Iman every day, inshallah. And may Allah make that bucket filled up by the end of this month, because that's what we need. And then carry on the rest of the life, because otherwise we will be among those people who we have talked about in Surah Fatiha, astray. But we also, inshallah, have the hope on the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, there is a hadith which says the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, if we think about it like, you know, in the balance, how much we have in this world and how much is for the hereafter, you know, the most of his rahmah is for the hereafter, because he and there's only an element, only on a small level, which is for here, for this world, because that's where we all needed it. That's where we all are looking at him. We all are trying to think about what else we have done. What if we would have done this small deed to put ourselves our scales heavy on the good side. So we need his rahmah, and that's why his rahmah is more for there. But may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept what we are doing. That's also one of the very big fear we all should have, that what if he is not going to accept, because at the end it is in his hand. So always remember to pray for yourself, and pray for the whole humanity, that whatever we are doing, small deeds, may Allah accept it. Okay, let's go back to the ayah we were reading about hypocrites. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying they are willfully deaf, dumb, and blind. Sumun bukmun umyun. So they will never return to the right path. Isn't it strange and sad? It's very, very sad that Allah is saying that they will never go to the right path. Again, we are sitting on the train to going to London, and we are expecting that our destination would be Sheffield. It could not happen. So this is what Allah is saying. They will never return to the right path because they are sitting on the wrong thing. Okay, or those caught in a rainstorm from the sky with the darkness, thunder, and lightning, they press their fingers on their ears at the sound of heavy thunderclap for the fear of death. And Allah encompasses the disbeliever by his might. So all of these ayahs are coming from the point, and then ayah 20, I will give you your own time to read from these. But what Allah is saying is basically Allah is giving you the definitions of disbelievers, and then come ayah of believers. And this is very beautiful ayah. So I want you to reflect on it, that look, Allah is saying it is they who are truly guided by their Lord, and it is they who will be successful. So Allah is saying that guidance is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not from that we can say, oh, it's from me or you. It is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and whatever we can do, if the guidance has not come to us, we will not be guided. It doesn't mean that I stop doing the work. Why would I do? Because the guidance is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No. I will be asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give everything of his qualities, attributes to he spread it around in the world. His Jamil, he spread the Jamal in the world. His Khaliq, he spread his one of the takhliq, the creation by mothers, that the children are coming in the world, the babies are coming in the world. So he spread everything. But whether it's any religion we follow, when we ask from our gods and goddesses and we say, oh, can I have this? It will be given to us. The only guidance is the one, if I'm not asking, I'm not searching, it will not be given. So Allah is saying that it's from him, but I need to ask. I need to search for it. Then we are talking about eyes of disbeliever. Allah has sealed their heart. This is one of the ayah. Every time I feel my heart wrench in a way, that how shaky we should be feeling, how nervous we should be feeling. Allah has sealed their heart and their hearing, and their sight is covered. They will suffer a tremendous punishment. So Allah is saying that almost he put a seal on the people's heart, on this believer. And so it's very important that we need to keep on reflecting, having the insight that what I'm doing, am I doing for the world? Am I doing for myself? Am I doing for right cause, or am I doing for showing off? For whom I'm doing? What is my intention? Because what if the seal will come on my heart, then I can only see very tunnel vision. I would have very tunnel vision. I would say, I'm doing everything, I am achieving everything, but that will be for dunya, not for akhirah. Now this is an ayah which you might have heard. This is a part of the very direct challenge. So ayah is saying, ayah 23, and if you are in doubt about what we have revealed to our servant, then produce a surah like it and call your helpers other than Allah if what you say is true. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, bring a surah like this. And actually, people, non-believers, they sit together and they thought, let's try to do it. None of them have done it. Think about, there are so many things going against Islam at the moment. There are so many agendas. Don't you think that other people did not have tried to do this, to somehow, try to change the wordings of Quran? But because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised that he is going to look after the Quran, nobody can change. Till now, nobody has done it. So this is the thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly challenge. And then come ayah 26, and it is about, Allah is using a parable of mosquito. And the reason why he's doing it, because he's telling you that surely Allah doesn't shy away from using the parables of a mosquito, or what is even smaller. Now, I want you to reflect on this ayah in such a way that, look, when we talk about Islam, we become really shy people. All of a sudden, we are these great students getting A grades in the school. You might be doing all the things. You might be a speaker, public speaker. You might be in a good job. You might be in doctor, in solicitor, whatever you are doing. And if you are young girls, you are doing everything fantastic with the confidence. The moment we open the Quran, we become really shy. We don't know how to recite. The moment we start wearing the hijab, we become shy. We don't know how to present ourselves because now people will judge us. The moment I open the Quran and start reciting the Quran and the translation, it doesn't make sense, and I'm not going to search it anymore because it's making me nervous and shy. So Allah is saying he is not shy, using the parable of mosquitoes. So who we are, we're Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the king of the kings, our creator. He's not even shy using a small mosquito example. Who we are to think that we are this, have this amazing knowledge, therefore we don't need to search more. This is the time where we need to keep our nervousness away and start thinking, okay, there are the things I need to work on. There are the things which make me nervous, but why it is making me nervous? What is the reason why I'm stuck on not improving my tajweed from today? If I don't know how to make the difference between ha and ha, or how to recite Surah Al-Fatiha, or how to, I don't know the meaning of Surah Fatiha till now, although I was reciting it every day in the Salah. It's okay. Today is the first day to make a change. In psychology, we say, in the therapy, we say, the moment you come first time for the therapy session, the moment it comes in your awareness, the change will happen, the recovery will happen. So today is the first day when you're saying, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I was keep on making this mistake. I wasn't even aware of this mistake before, but now I'm aware. Can you make it easier for this? And he will, because you take one step towards Allah, Allah will take 10 steps towards you. That's his promise. You will be walking towards him, he will be running towards you. That's the promise of him. So let's, from today, make a journal, I would highly recommend that everyone who is attending this session, let's put the notebook and start writing small points that I am going to start making these small changes in my life. Small, very, very small, but when on the day of judgment, it is going to be in my scale, it will be heavy. And we don't know that the smallest virtue we think it will save us on the day of judgment. So let's not be nervous Muslims. Let's try to be confident Muslim. Let's try to be learning about Islam and not being shy and keeping this away from our consciousness that, okay, I'll learn it when I'm going to be 80 years old, because that's what I've seen. When the people are going to die slowly, they are in the deathbed, they become really practicing Muslim. But you know that in the hadith say that the best part of practicing Iman is youth, not when you are going to die, already in the closer to the deathbed. Because at that time your bodies might not allow you to practice, but this is the time you can. Yeah. Now we are talking about Adam's story from ayat 30 onwards, but I would like you to take your time and read it. Because of the less time, I haven't add all of it, but this is also one of the things which I would like you to remember. That's when we talk about Quran and the surahs and the ayahs, how it has been written, it always, and this is very much in the media at the moment, there are certain ayahs we are going to talk about, which is very much, part of the, at the moment, discussion going on, because people take out that ayah and say, this is the ayah, but what was written beforehand? What was written after that? It's very important the way we need to understand the why this ayah has been revealed. So that 30 ayah onward is written about the Adam story, but before, it's a very beautiful 2 ayahs, which Allah is saying, how can you disbelieve in Allah when you are lifeless and he brought you to life? Then he will cause you to die, then he will bring you back to life, and then to him you will be returned. So and then there's another ayah 29, and then come Adam's story. So Allah is first talking about the creation, that how can you disbelieve? But then he's telling you that this is how Adam has been created. Yeah. And then the whole story of Adam. Now I would like you, because you are quiet for some time, let's tell me in your own words, what are the sins? I'm not talking about the only biggest sin. What are the sins you think Shaitan has committed in that whole story, if you think about it? And by the way, it's really more reward and punishment method in that story, because he has done something wrong, so he has been punished for that. Yeah, which is a very modern technique in teaching methods now. But let's talk about what Shaitan has committed. What was the sin Shaitan has done in those timings, in that time, sorry, when Adam radiallahu ta'ala has been created? Anyone? Just put that on the chat, please. Okay. So one of the, okay, one has, okay, so refuse to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for, bowing down, that's right. He denied to doing the sajda, that's right as well. So so obviously the most biggest sin was the refusal to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the biggest sin in the world. Then he did the pride, self-pride, that I'm better than him, why would I do? I'm from fire, he's from the soil. So can you see the difference? So he was very self-pride, self-righteous. Also, he was very jealous. So jealousy was another sin. So a lot of sins which human beings do have. So what about us if we are doing the same things? Yeah. What about us if we are refusing some of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commandments because we are picking and choosing whatever suits to us? Now let's go to ayah 41 and 42. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, believe in my revelation which confirm your scriptures. Do not be the first to deny them or trade them by a fleeting gain, and be mindful of me. So it's very beautiful ayah, and I'm reading in my own translation, Quran translation. It's more easily written. And do not exchange my signs for a small price. It looked like maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to Bani Israel or someone else, or maybe the people in Medina at that time, but actually the ayahs are written for the whole entire world, whoever is coming. So it is towards us as well. That are we not, when we are saying, and do not exchange my signs for a small price, are we not sometime not with exchanging mean we are not changing according to what is suitable to our situation? We pick and choose whatever suit us, the part of the Islam. And then the next ayah is And do not mix truth with the falsehood or hide the truth knowingly. So again, we pick and choose whatever suits us, whatever suit our situation. So this is very much the normality in the world nowadays. So it is about us to self-reflect that how we need to go and I'll give you an example about this, just came to my mind. You know, the ayahs I was talking about, the ayahs which is very much a part of Quran news. Yeah, when we hear them, we are so shy Muslims and not so confident Muslims that we totally almost sometimes deny the existence of those surah ayahs. Yeah, we don't or we start justifying that, oh no, because these are the ayahs, we need to believe on them. I'm not saying why it has been written at that time, and obviously the reason behind it was different, and some of the ayahs are only to implement at that time, and they were for the period. Some of the ayahs are forever. Most of the Quran is forever. It's only few ayahs, but we pick and choose whatever suits us. Yeah, we talk about inheritance law. We know some of the part of the countries where the women doesn't have that much right. It's very easy for men and even the family around, they pick and choose the inheritance law, whatever suitable to them. Then we talk about the hijab and everything for women. We pick and choose whatever suit us. So this is about again, do not mix truth with the falsehood. At least the iman, the lightest part is that I will be saying it is wrong, and in my heart at least saying it is wrong. I'm not maybe following it, but it is wrong. Let's try that much at least. Now come the ayah about 43 ayah, which is pillars of Islam: establish prayer, pray, zakah, and bow down with those who bow down. So as I said, this Surah Baqarah is very clearly written about the iman, belief, 6 pillars of iman, 5 pillars of Islam, and then what is lawful, what is not lawful, and there's a lot of laws in it. So these are the ayahs which is about the part of the 5 pillars of Islam. There is also further ayahs we will find out where Allah is talking about Saum, which is coming in Ramadan, fasting, month of Ramadan, and then Hajj as well. So inshallah, we'll read them later on. Okay. And then there are ayahs about 21, 22, 163. I'm going to leave it for you. These are the proofs of Allah's existence, yeah? And Allah's ultimate dominion and control. So, humanity, worship your Lord who created you and those before you. So these are the ayahs you will read in your own time. Ayah 98 is about we talked about the pillars of iman. Whatever is an enemy of Allah, his angels, his messengers, Gabriel and Michael, then let them know that Allah is certainly the enemy of the disbelievers. So main pillars of iman. And then we talk about we are going to talk further ayahs later on, but only ayah 3 we are going to talk about, which is who believe the unseen, establish prayer and donate from what we have provided for them. So again, now I want you to highlight this ayah in a way. Before Allah said, Allah is guiding us. So that's a blessing from him. Again, this ayah is also, and donate from what we have provided for them. So when we say, oh, I have given this Ramadan, mashallah, sister, 1,000 pounds. It's from him already. So the blessing is from him. He has given us. It's not that I am doing some favor to somebody. Actually, it's this person, this poor person is a reason for me to get the hasana. So I should be thankful to him. I should be thankful to all the people in Gaza. But because of the Gaza people, I'm getting this hasanas. So it's very important that you remember that these people we are getting hasanas. And they are the wasila, they are the reasons for us to get hasanas. Yeah. So remember, so rather showing that off and saying, oh, sister, I have given you this much money. No, it's not about you to feel proud, because the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has given you the money, he can take away as well. So it's remember that part. Okay. Self-reflection time. We have only 4 minutes. I want you, I'm going to switch off the recording and I want you to unmute to share with us your learning, what you have learned. Is there anything which you have learned new? I would suggest you that it's, you know, the Islam is about not only learning new, but reminding ourselves what we already know, because sometimes that goes in back in the brain as well. So it's when we need to remind ourselves, just like, for example, you know already ABC, but why you keep on reading? ABC means the reading of English. You already know, you all can read books, but why teachers help you to read, especially in primary school, and keep on encouraging you to read the books? Because that will improve. So reminder is very important. That will improve your practical aspect as well. So, okay, I'm going to be quiet. Let's hear from you what you have learned. Is there anything you have learned new or what you have learned from Surah so far? Make this 1 hour a reason for us to be forgiven on the day of judgment, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that the people who ponder on the Quran, Allah's hand is on it. So his blessing is on it, on those people. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easier for us to understand, as he promised the Quran is easier to understand, but also when we'll do it as a group, like as I said, like if we do it fitness club together, we'll learn together, we'll motivate together. So let's do this, 1 hour in the whole month of Ramadan for ourselves, for our self-reflection, for our self-detox, that whatever we'll learn, inshallah. And let's go back to the sister who said, okay, so she said, how Allah give guidance to everyone. Yeah, so this is the thing. Another thing very important, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said that